Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ahí va, ¿no?
Yes, sir. You good?
I think so.
Bet.
Check.
It feels kind of awkward, but fuck it, dude. Well, welcome to the first podcast that I'm ever doing. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Never really did it. But Ishmael, you want to do this in English or Spanish?
Lo que caiga, bro.
Bet. We do.
Spanglish, bro.
Yeah, Spanglish. A ver. Something sounds better in Spanish. Something sounds better in English.
Hell yeah.
But obviously, this is my first guest, Ismael, ex-vocalist de Alta Resistencia. You know, he's with us for a good while. And actually, I think you were gonna be our vocalist for I think you were gonna be our drummer years back. When it was
ago,
me
bro.
and Chewy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What got you to pull back on that? I know you're kind of nervous because this wasn't even planned.
Yeah.
We're just kind of doing it on the flow.
No, it's que, shoot, where it all started, pretty much, that's the question, man. Because we had known of each other just because we were musicians. At this point, musicians know musicians. So we knew Chewy mutually. And then I'd always been a musician, so I had posted on my Instagram that I was like messing around on the drums.
Right.
I ain't even that good at the drums, but I posted a picture of just me messing around. And then I think it caught your attention because all of a sudden you're like, bro, you play drums? I'm like, very little. And it's like, pues Kylie, we're trying to do this group. We're young. We can figure it out. Show me what else you do. Come through. And I think we went back and forth for weeks trying to figure out, can you do this time? No, I can't. Can you do this time? No, I can't. And then cayó el día that we ended up showing up. And I was like, this is all I can do on the drums. I played two beats.
Right. But actually, that was kind of a surprise, though, because then at the end, I remember at the end of that time we got together, you hopped on the keyboard and you started singing. I was like, oh, shit.
Because that's what I had told you on my little bro. That's why I said a little bit, and I was like, let me get behind the keyboard, and I'm going to show you a little bit.
Right.
And then that's when you're like, oh, shit, okay. And then I'm like, I can play the cumbia, and you're like, oh, shit, okay. And it kind of jumped into a point of, all right, this is lit. But prior to that, I hadn't done any kind of, music like that.
Right.
It'd always been different. So I was also in a point in time when y'all were still young, so y'all were still in high school.
Right.
And I had just graduated high school. So I was going into college. And that was the first initial reason why. Because I didn't know what my schedule was going to look like. I didn't know what chapter was going to come up. I didn't know how I was going to deal with it. And so I was pending. I was very much pending on trying to figure out when I was going to hit y'all up again. But it didn't fall through within that time period.
Right, for sure.
So it just kind of fell into place, and shoot, that didn't really pull through 100%, right?
Right. But I mean, I think it was until years after, because you met Chewy, and that's pretty much it. And honestly, and saludos para my homeboy Chewy Rodriguez. Compa Chewy. That's if you see this. If not, I'm gonna just tag you and just or send this video directly to you. But it's crazy because it wasn't until years later until I started the project of Alta Resistencia.
Mm-hmm.
Until we had a gig to the point where Chris and Martin, saludazos también para los hermanos concreteros, Concrete Brothers. Oh no, so yeah, some Black Cobra. I forgot.
Oh shit.
They did the grind. What is it? The graining. I think those turfs.
I don't know.
Trying to make it nice and flat.
I just know it's Cobra Kai.
Oh, Cobra Kai. Is it Cobra Kai? Is it Cobra? Right. But it wasn't until then where what's it called? Because initially when I started it, I was gonna sing and find somebody else. And there was a guy that was helping us, some older guy. You met him too, Nabor,
yeah.
Yeah, respects for them.
Yeah, that man can play.
Yeah, and it wasn't until Chris Martin was like, dude, I could darle, dude, for real. I was like, dang, for real. And then obviously I know I couldn't depend on Abor, entonces I don't even know how I came across you. If it was on Instagram, I was like, hey bro, I'm looking for a singer. And you're like, yeah, for sure, I'm down. And you pulled up and cantamos, I think I sent you the Peligro, de Extinción.
Yeah, that was the first one we ever did.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. I was crazy part is I couldn't join the grupo, the first one, because of college.
Right.
But I started Alta with you while I was in college.
Right.
At the other college, because I was at Catawba, then I moved to UNCG.
Oh, right.
And so when that happened, that's when it's crazy thing. I'm trying to pinpoint exactly when it was that happened, because that's interesting. How I'm like, no, yeah, I'm down, bro. What's up? Let's try it out, you know.
Yeah,
And
for
at that point, I wasn't even involved in any way in music. I don't think. I was just trying to, figure out what I was gonna do. That's how I ended up back at UNCG.
Right.
And I told you, I'm free right now. What's up?
Right.
Let's do it.
Sure. But I mean, at the end, it was like the OG Alta Resistencia actually started. If you think about it, it was actually you, Chris and Martin, me, and Kimberly. Right. También saludazos para Kimberly, dude.
That's a throwback.
That's a major throwback. And
we played one show with her, right?
I think you only played one show with her. I think me and I think Kimberly was actually on our first gig that we had con Alta. Entonces, I think we only played with her. I played with her 2 gigs.
2 gigs.
Yeah.
Damn.
And but other than that, I mean, launched us somewhere else. And I mean, it was just crazy, dude. But tell us a little bit about you, because I know you were musicians for a while, and how did you like? What got you into the music?
Damn, bro. So, Mama always said that I was always in, like, even in the womb, I would jump up and down in church when they heard music. So I say it since then, bro. Low key.
You think so?
When you're a musician at heart. You feel me? But
Right, for sure.
I don't know. I always had that. I got pictures as a little kid, next to pianos and whatnot. So I was always into it. So church was the main jump start to it.
Your main jump start. Right.
The first instrument I ever played was the 2 sticks, like wood sticks. It made the sound.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
So it's just percussion sticks, pretty much. I don't, like I said, I don't know the actual word for it, but I don't know how, bro. I don't know how. I don't know. I really don't know how. Well, maybe I do know how, because I'm the type of guy that, when I was younger, bro, I'd sneak around and I'd look in crevices. I'd open doors and whatnot, like, where's this lead to and whatnot.
Right.
And I found a closet that had a bunch of old stuff from the church. And I saw that this one specific box had instruments in it. And me, well, apart from being a nosy ass kid,
right, for sure,
te sale el músico, So I'm like, oh shoot, okay, bet. So I found these sticks, like, mind you, like, what, 4 years old, bro. And next thing you know, I'm over there keeping the beat in time with the drummer,
right?
And my dad, he was a musician. He played in a lot of bands back in Mexico. So he's in church now, so he was playing music in church. And well, he was like, where'd you find those? But they didn't say anything, He was like, what they were surprised is that this 4-year-old kid could keep time,
right,
could keep tempo.
Sure.
Not every kid can do that, Just like there's some kids that be having like perfect pitch, or they hum almost perfectly as little kids, and you're like, yo, this guy's gonna be talented.
Talking about perfect tempo, I think one time I was having Chris here to record a guide, and no doubt I had a little bit of experience of recording, or at least the knowledge of it. And when I had Chris in here recording, dude, that dude was on the dot. Like, and I was even surprised when I saw that. I was like, dude, okay.
Not everybody has that, bro.
Nah.
Johnny keeps on telling me I stay off tempo, bro.
I mean, it happens after a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes, here's how I see it, bro. Tempo is definitely critical, But as musicians, you come to realize that, rules are made to be broken.
Right.
To a certain extent. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But
I've heard you say that a lot.
Yeah. So with that being said, it's like, if I speed up if I get out of tempo, maybe it's because my emotion for that song in that moment tells me to want to speed up. You know, it gives more emotion, or I slow down to give more. But it can also be a bad habit when you're playing with other musicians. It's like, I mean, you can't do that. You know, you gotta have that focus. You know,
right.
And I guess that's where it picked up. You know, because from there on out, I was like consistent in doing that, and maybe I started picking at the piano at church, and not just whamming it like some kids doing it, just picking at it. So by 7 years old, I started playing keyboard. Well, that's where I started taking classes.
Right.
So, and it was like note by note, you know, just the basic things you could probably think as far as piano teaching. Like, you know, like my piano teacher could play Bach and Mozart, you know, like she could read music off the gate. And so I mean, I've always liked that, you know, but I feel like at heart, I knew that I wasn't that, you know, like you can be a piano player, but you're not going to be a piano virtuoso, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew that something else was calling out to me, and I just didn't know what it was, you know, but I was still learning it, and I started getting frustrated. I'm not going to lie, because I'm like, I want to learn how to play that. I want to learn how to play that. I want to learn how to play that. And as a little kid, you don't really get that jump start, you know, because I mean, some musicians can understand, especially in the Hispanic community, if you don't have the parents that are going to support you in certain things, or they just don't understand how to support you.
Right, for sure.
And I think that was the first, like, I want to do this, I want to do this. When it finally clicked on how it was that I was going to play my own style, it was when they had finally let me play for church. And I was trying to figure out, like, how does this work? What's the difference between playing for Elise and a balada, like an actual, like, piano ballad, than them playing this gospel, soul, R&B, rock mix that church music is.
Right.
And that's where everything kind of jump started. My true, like, home of music was probably that soul, that southern soul, that R&B, you know. But then there's other things I could talk about with that, because I wasn't allowed to listen to certain music.
Right.
Because of church. And then other times I would sneak it, because, I mean, bro, you want to be a musician as a whole, you know, it calls out to you, bro. So, and I just dabbled from that point on into different things. You know, church was the main place. Piano was the main thing, you know. And then middle school came about. I picked up the saxophone for like 2 years, 3 years actually, 3 years. I wish I wouldn't have let it go. I was actually not that bad, you know, like, and then I definitely would have helped with Grupos Norteños, bro. Imagine that, bro. Like, I had it in the bag, bro, but, and I still had the instrument. My sister played it for 3 years. She ended up going to early college like I did, so there was no music, you know, so we sold it. It was beautiful saxophone, bro. I had little, like, engravings on the side of it, flowers and stuff. It was really pretty.
It's crazy.
I like to play it, and mind you, didn't you play in a band too?
No, I did not.
You didn't play in a band?
No, I did not. I mean, obviously not in middle school.
You was in choir?
I was in the church choir. But I mean, I guess for me that's kind of was like initialed it. I remember before I even joined the choir, I used to like to sing a lot. Even though I wasn't the best singer, but I mean, I liked it, and I guess I kind of like, whenever I did that and I joined the choir, it wasn't until the guy, originally I was gonna learn how to play guitar. Something happened to that guy, never came back, and then
Los asustaste, bro.
And then he came back, and then they asked my brother and my cousin. And my brother was like, yeah. And since I kind of feel like, in the sense of, like, since my brother was the older brother, my parents actually bought them the guitar. And so, yeah, he took it and he started giving classes. And I was like, dang, that was supposed to be me, kind of thing. But, like, I remember then the bass player, I mean, he's still there, but I remember he did, and he saw me, he was like, hey, are you interested in playing bass? And I was like, yeah, you know, kind of thing. And he was like, all right, just look at my hands and stuff like that. And I think, and it just got to that point. And it wasn't until Nabor actually gave my dad, let him have a bass that he just had there sitting around, and he let him have it. And honestly, whenever he gave it to my dad, I kind of wish he didn't, cause I was still a kid kind of thing. I mean, not necessarily a kid. I was in middle school, probably like, I want to say I was probably still like 11, 12, and I kind of didn't want to anymore. And so my dad was like, no, here, they let you have it. Now you got to learn it. And so the bass player, what he did, he did a drawing, and he drew the tabs, and he was like, okay, this is, and he wrote them in a letter form and, do re mi fa sol. And he just put them, obviously there's 7, so he put 7 dots on each tab, which cada one go like, tono set. And he was like, just memorize them. I was like, okay. And so I did. And then they started giving me church classes. And it's crazy because I remember when I learned, the guy in charge, he threw all the notes at me. As in, like, he was like, yeah, practice it up and down, like, every note. And it was always that same places where he told me. And so I learned it. Then I remember after a while, there was these 2 girls we grew up with, as in like outside of church, older than me, and one of them was gonna play drums and the other one was gonna play the bass
for church.
And that girl that was gonna learn to play bass, he was giving her 1 note per practice. And I remember one day I was like, how come you're only giving her 1 note per practice, but you forced me to learn them all? And he told me, he was like, it's because I knew you were going to get it. And I was like, dang, just like that.
Yes.
But I mean, that's kind of what started it for me. But like, when I learned bass, it wasn't until I found out that I had like music in my blood, because I had an uncle, paz descanse. He was a musician. And he was a musician for so long, and he's gotten he had gotten opportunities, but he preferred to start a family over it. And once he got older, he kind of wish he had taken the opportunity. But
you see that a lot, bro.
Right.
Like my dad, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say which group, because I found out recently which group he was gonna try out for, bro. I'll tell you after.
Right.
But he was moving up. He was moving up. He was pretty much being like us, but he started moving up higher. Became like SDO. Shout out SDO.
Oh yeah, Compa Hector, the Gonzalez brothers.
Hell yeah. So they're big. They've done their moves. They started moving up, and then next step was the bigger leagues.
Right.
Primera fila type shit. So, and I actually found this out this year because I went to Mexico and we met people from his day and age when they were young, and they were telling me stories and whatnot, and that's how I found out, which is crazy for me to even think,
Right.
But he decided, I think a rift came into play,
right?
It was because him and Mama were starting to try to live their life,
right?
In Mexico, la raza entiende, bro. Like, you struggle, bro. You struggle a lot. Sometimes you can't just do what you want to do. You got to choose to survive. And it was either decide to be with my mom and figure out how life is going to be like, or go try out for this grupo.
Right.
There was a high chance that he was going to get accepted, and turns out that he made decision to choose Mama over the grupo.
Right.
And then, I mean, who knows what could have been of people if they would have chosen different paths, bro. Like, that's crazy to even think.
That is true.
I even saw a TikTok the other day of some guy, like one of the first singers from Grupo Brindis, left the grupo, and he's selling papitas. Little papitas in la calle, bro.
Right.
Yeah, like, for real, he showed him, he was telling, he was like, yo fui cantante de Grupo Brindis.
Right.
And showed him old school with the mullet, how it was, bro. My dad had one of those too. But yeah, they showed the picture and it was him. And he said in those times, he was like, pues, mis papitas me saben más.
Right.
And it's hard to, like, nah, bro, you kind of had a jump start to something big,
Right.
They became big too,
Right.
but you see that a lot, bro.
Right.
And then, well, what does we say? It's a blessing and a curse to be a musician.
It is. It's a lot.
It's hard to choose which one it is.
It is. Like, obviously, you know that
Mm-hmm.
I just announced that I'm gonna leave the stages.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna perform on stage anymore. And honestly, the couple of people that actually commented and actually try and even called, trying to figure out why. I was surprised. I was surprised from a couple things that some people said, as in también shout out Pechuga, one of our ex singers.
Hell yeah.
And
shout out Pechuga.
Yeah, now singer de la Banda Suprema. He's doing good. He's going good.
Moving up.
Right. And
Por si me falta verlos en vivo, bro.
Right.
I need to go see him live, bro. I keep on telling him, hey, bro, hit me up.
It's funny because
phones work both ways, right?
Right. And I remember like one of his comments was like échale beep, because he said a word, and I still don't know if I'm gonna upload this on Facebook. I mean on YouTube, but I don't want to get canceled already with my first podcast, but it's alright. It's okay. I'm not even trying to make money off of this. But he said that the little bit of time that he was with us to work, he learned a lot. Like, he learned a lot.
Yeah, I mean, bro.
Right, and like I tell a lot of people, is like, me personally, Pachuca was already good. Like, he was good. He could hit high notes and stuff. He was like, honestly, he was good. And lo que él sabía, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say you don't know how to sing, but I mean, me being around musicians in general, like singers, I've heard of good singers, I've heard of bad singers, I've heard of people that think they can sing, but they're alright. But I mean, no disrespect, you still have trabajo. But I mean, there's he had little detallitos, and obviously we're not all perfect, but like, since I've been doing this for like so long, it's like I was just trying to point him somewhat to the right direction.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, he's doing good.
We grow off each other, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie, bro. The few shows that we did with him, I feel like my animar, when
Animación.
mi animación became a little bit more like authentic.
Right.
Because Pechuga comes off as Pechuga, bro. That's, he's his own person,
Right.
You see him, that's the man right there, you know. And of course, you see him sing, you see him go out. I haven't seen him with Banda La Suprema, but with us, he gave off that raw image, that I wish that, from my end, there's gonna be a lot of musicians can understand this. I still, to this day, por tanto that I know I'm not gonna be once I get up on stage, I still get nervous.
Right. Oh no, yeah, for sure. That's for all of us.
It pisses me off, bro. I hate it so much. I was like, why do I feel nervous right now, bro? But see, it doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
And that's the thing that, like, I feel like is a good thing, because it humbles you,
Right.
It keeps you humbled. It definitely brings that, like, you're still you, bro. Like, you still know that it could be shaky. Maybe you feel like you didn't practice enough. Maybe there's just a bunch of stress going off in your own personal life.
Right.
Bunch of fucking factors, right?
Or you just don't want to be there.
You don't want to be there too, right? You didn't expect it to be as
right.
We played at some venues, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, I think it also has to do with the fact that when you get to your event and you're starting to play, and la gente no responde luego type thing, and we've all seen it. You've seen it, I've seen it, and it's crazy, because like at the end of the day, like I was telling, because like with Pechuga and you have both seen, we've had a couple gigs, and I don't know if you remember, we had 2 gigs in particular that still my mind kind of like, trying to I would tell a lot of people. Obviously, I know we're gonna have a good or bad gigs, and but we had one good gig con Pechuga to the point where like you and him se soltaron, and I was even surprised que se soltaron, and cause seeing all those people dance like lleno like that dance floor was, and shout out to compa Luis Uciel. I don't even know which name to name him anymore. Cause
DJ King, boy.
DJ King. It was his sister's quinceañera. That like
his sisters or his daughters?
It was his sisters. Yeah, it was his sisters. But it was crazy because you know how.
I swear I thought it was his daughter.
No, it was his sister. And you know how we play música versátil, as in like we play everything.
No, yeah.
And we have norteñas in our repertorio. Well, we had. But it's crazy because we've always had bad luck with los norteñas. Well, besides los guapangos. But like las norteñas románticas type thing. That quinceañera, dude, literally was like...
Le echó más lumbre al fuego, bro.
Right. Key, and I was even surprised. I was like, okay.
Well, it's like you said, it's the crowds, right? It's you don't know how they're going to act. It's almost like you can smell in the air whether it's going to be a good or bad quince, you know? And it's not just the fact that they were dancing, it's the fact that they were responding,
right?
You know, the fact that they actually like gave the same energy back,
right? That's
what we want to see at every musician wants to see that. But of course, man, the amount of times I've seen musicians like try so hard, bro,
right?
And try so hard, and then the crowd still doesn't give it to them,
right?
No matter how much. What did Hector tell you that one time? Remember when we had the conversation about this? We've talked about it before, about how when we went to Greensboro, when I put up that TikTok, when we did La Gitanilla with them.
Honestly, I don't even remember. If you remember, catch me up.
Okay, so we went to it was the show, the Salon in Greensboro. So right. You said that's SDL Salon kind of low key.
Yeah, because low key, because I mean, at least for me, that time when you pulled up, that was the second time I saw them, and it's crazy because that Salon was the first place I even saw them.
Exactly.
Right.
So you told me that one day, hey bro, what are you doing? SL's gonna be here. Pull up. So I'm like, for sure. And turns out that, I mean, the Salon was full.
Right.
People were there. I think it was like Bautizo, if I remember correctly. I don't remember too well. But we pulled up, and it's like there was dancing, but there wasn't.
Right.
And there was dancing, but there wasn't. And they try to animar. They try to have good energy. The SLO plays fucking great.
Great, dude.
Great.
They just have good chemistry.
Yeah, they have good chemistry. They have buenos animadores, you know. Like they, and what I liked about seeing them play that evening is that they were playing a lot of modern songs. Yeah, that I didn't even expect. I was like, oh, they already know how to play this one. Like,
yeah, it's
damn, crazy. Okay, cool.
Because I remember one time I pulled up to their practice, and they were just like us, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a sense of like, they've tried out a song, but then, like in the practice, like, oh, we should learn this one, and they learn it on the spot. But it just has to do the fact, like, it's about the fact I was like, they were just all good musicians.
Everybody has to be on it too.
Right, they're all on it, and they're just all great musicians. Yeah. Like honestly, Hector para los teclados y el acordeón, dude. He just
OG boy.
Like I even like joking around with him something like master or maestro type thing, but like
put him against anybody on the East Coast.
Yeah, dude, for sure, for real, dude. But Hector's just Hector, dude. And honestly, for sure. And like him and his brothers, I mean, hands down, it's just amazing. I remember, like, cause last year I had good opportunities, and things that I'm truly grateful for is that Hector put me in connects and like, and even took me along with them to perform con Diana. Diana Reyes, and right, and that's a thing that was like a great experience. And honestly, I never imagined myself, or never even thought about it, never even wanted it, right? But then when it actually got to my front door, pretty much, and then like Hector was like, "Hey, they need musicians for tal fecha. You down?" I was let me call a couple guys, and I did, and then at the end I was like, yeah, we're down. Because I think it had to do with like they could one day, but they couldn't the other, and so we did, and so they went one day, and then we went the Saturday after, and then it wasn't until, after that, it was just I kind of thought it was just gonna be a one-time thing, and then he invited me to tag along with them to like, por lo Durango Fest, and honestly, great musicians, and like, well, big grupos, and just being there was like, I mainly did it to experience the type, just experience it, but me personally, never thought about it, never wanted it, type thing. So I just did it just to experiment it.
I mean, it's good to experience it always,
Right.
So like, but even them as the musicians that they were, and what we say sometimes, when we never really, sometimes we didn't have time to practice or schedules was all whack, like, hey bro, sometimes they're just gonna want noise,
right?
And it sucks when the people that just want noise want just that. They just want noise. They don't see like, hey, we that was a good ass band that came to play.
Right, for sure.
And that night, even though there was good energy, even though there was good music, it still was a bad crowd, bro.
Back to the topic.
Like, back to the topic of the crowd. And I'm like, dang. And even when I sang, I mean, I didn't think I was gonna get any reaction.
You were just
I was palomazo. I just let me sing this one. Ofrecen, sure. I want to sing one since we're already here. They shouted us out, so yeah. And I mean, hell, they made a good TikTok.
Yeah, right.
It was good. It made a good TikTok.
But I remember you also told me that a guy went up to you and was like, decided what is it? He commented on your singing.
Shit, I forgot about that, bro.
Yeah,
he did actually. I think he just said, "No, good job." It was really good.
And honestly, hands down, dude, you seem like Itania pretty good, dude. Like,
you.
el sentido al último, like, cuando you went from like la subías like un tono, dude. That was nice.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that as often. I mean, I've heard like people saying like Itania. And it's just only a constant, the way they do it. But ya luego cuando llega ese tipo de that one part where you go higher, dude, that was just amazing.
Thank you.
But I mean, but yeah, dude, it's just in general, dude, music is just like me. I mean, I finally decided just to let it like performing on stage, let it go, cause it wasn't. I mean, I feel like I had done it for so long, and obviously how much of a toll it took on me.
Yeah.
Like the last couple months. And to the point where I don't even want to do it, kind of thing. I didn't want to go to the gigs anymore, and which is that like kind of the thing is like it was already a responsibility, a commitment that I had to do. And so that being said is like the fact how like me having all that equipment kind of just like I have to do it. I have to do it. I already invested in so much, but at the end of the day, it was just like, dude, just like how I got it, I can give it back. As in, like,
yeah. I mean, like you said, if you still have, you're gonna still have that heart for music. You know what I'm saying? To be burnt out, anybody can get burnt out, bro. You know what I'm saying? We've seen musicians that are burnt out. We've seen musicians that didn't even get a chance to burn out, and they swear they're burnt out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But for those that actually can witness, be a witness to this is what we've done, this is what he's accomplished, this is what I've accomplished here, this is what we can do together, this is what we have done together. It's only those in your circle that actually know what's going on. And then you decide, okay, it's you. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to keep on doing things like this and be stressed, or you want to just be a little bit free. Like everything leads back to where you want to go, bro. Los caminos de la vida.
For sure.
It always leads back to where you need to be in. But I mean, for sure, that to see that energy in people, it's always good.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and so I mean, you want to give it a song? You want to sing a song?
Damn, ¿cuál, bro? See, that's the question.
Well, I mean, obviously we have a couple. Por ejemplo, oh, you want to give it a shout out? Try it out, like just a first, like couple verses in the chorus of the Te Juro Que Te Amo. If you remember it, si no, otra, dude.
Well, I'll pull the lyrics up just
Um,
because.
ain't no problem, dude. You haven't seen them forever.
You got
Yeah.
cups.
Huh?
You got cups.
I have cups, but I don't have anything to drink. But we're about to give you a little piece of Te Juro Que Te Amo. We recorded it, but we never actually got. I haven't, dude. It's been so long that I haven't even touched it up. That I mean, I still have it there, and I haven't. What's it called? You know. Sheesh.
We keep this out.
Right, and I haven't released it, but I still have it there. But we're gonna give you a little sneak, and like a little peek of what it could have been. You know. Oh, you remember?
I had to
other
get my cough syrup.
You remember what other song we had? Remember that one song, la de Bachata Rosas.
Bruh.
The first song we were ever recording, but and
Tell him what.
the reason why it never got released was because homeboy over here, as in me, accidentally deleted the files, deleted everything.
Everything, bro.
Because I remember I had a group here record during that time too.
Who
And
was it?
I was I think it's Excelencia.
Was it?
Yeah, I think unos amigos de nosotros, well, amigos míos, que grabaron aquí en
I thought it was the early day.
Oh,
Cultura Boys.
Cultura Boys.
It was the
I
Cultura
accidentally
Boys.
deleted the recording too, dude.
Yeah.
Things that you learn con el tiempo, well, entre el camino, dude. And I honestly, dude, there's that song they're also recording, dude, was coming out good because that was literally the first song
Which
I
one
was
was
producing. It was la de Vamos por la calle. I think it was that. No, that was the other one. That's the one that que estaba grabando, que grabó Saúl, the other guy.
Yeah. Well,
Me critican, I think that was what we're gonna call it, cause they never released it, so it's like.
what about was it that was Me Mirarán Pasando?
Yeah.
Is that one right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, it was like.
They had a few. Yeah.
And like, again, on me, I trying to delete the other files, because it was them and then another group. I was trying to delete the files of the other group, that I ended up deleting everything. Biggest.
I have that recording somewhere,
Right, I had that recording too.
but it's just the recording.
Just recording
it's
with
not
no
the
drums.
breakdown of it, you know.
Right.
Like, so it definitely shook things
Right.
up.
Yeah, so it's like,
But
and then trying to recreate it. It's not the same because
we could have found it. It's just that, like you said, we literally
put so much already.
we
into
put so
it.
much already into it, and on top of that, it's like we need to have a whole day to ourselves
Right.
in a studio, and
Right.
like I don't have the funds for that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's not impossible, but maybe one day.
We'll figure it out, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like, you know, there's definitely a lot of people that we can sacarlo, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and still give it the essence that we wanted to, but
Right.
it's nothing to what that recording was getting to. Like,
Right,
it
right,
was.
for sure. Because we were still
definitely-
experimenting with it.
I'm telling you, what was it? The one thing that I wanted to do, that I'm telling you, I feel like I was going to convince you to do it too.
It wasn't the piano at the end, was it? I think it was.
Right?
I think we were starting to do that.
You know, I was like, bro, trust me on this. Like, let's figure it out. Like, just trust me on this, figure it out. And then I don't think it worked out.
I mean,
well, we didn't get that far.
we didn't get that far because we were still. I think the last time we were working on it, we were kind of like still experimenting with the ending, with the piano thing, and all I had to do was fix the tuba at the end to like lead into it, but sadly I just accidentally deleted everything. Nomás los recuerdos quedan, dude.
Shit, we might as well sing that one now.
Right.
Since
Well,
we talked about it so much.
I mean, the night's still young, dude. Know what I'm saying? Until like they start hitting you up. I'm just kidding.
There you
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, man. They're gonna be like, le pegan.
Right. Alright, so
¿Cuál?
ready? Te juro?
Oh, te juro. Okay.
Since that's something more
We started on it. Yeah, I guess you're right,
Yeah.
since it's more recent one.
Yeah. Was it called, Hey, but at least we did release a song. And it was La de No Se Va. And it's crazy because that was just a live recording. And it come
We
out
released more than that, bro.
on the platforms, it was only No Se Va. We have a couple that we tried working on and we haven't finished yet. But here it goes.
Te juro que te amo. Afuera está lloviendo, por dentro estoy temblando porque tú te vas. Muy pronto partirás. Un tren desconocido pronto tomará. No queda mucho tiempo. Te juro que te amo. Ahora estás llorando más porque llorar. Si es que tú volverás. Y todo aquello nuestro tú recordarás. Y mis sentimientos no los cambiaré jamás. Aunque sufra este tormento, me quedas tú. Y mi sentimiento no los cambiaré jamás. Aunque sufra este momento, me quedas tú. Me quedas tú.
Oh yeah. It's gonna come out eventually. But
somewhere.
somewhere. It probably will be released under Ismael's name.
Or whatever we fall into, bro. Because,
Right.
we're definitely in a time of moving
Right.
on.
Right. Alternate.
Pero,
What's it called?
we're
Yeah.
here, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
not
It'll come out. It'll
will
come
come
out.
out
When de
eventually.
una otra, it'll come out.
Yeah, because now it's not gonna go under Alta's name anymore.
Yeah. You know which one I really wanted to put out, bro? El de Ya me enteré.
Oh, me
I feel
too,
like
dude.
that one got the most reactions.
Right. Yeah.
Like out of everyone. I remember one time, like the show in Charlotte, bro, where Edwin played with us.
Oh,
Remember, we
right.
killed it, even though we didn't practice worth a damn.
We didn't practice at all with Edwin.
Oh
it was
my
just like
God.
a
last minute thing.
Right.
We actually killed it. Very few people danced, but there's like
Right.
somebody in the background that was clapping. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. Honestly, you know how back to the topic of when we were talking about like being right on the dot. That was the song that I was gonna experiment and recording in Duranguense. Ya me enteré with Chris. I remember it was a rainy day and he pulled up, and I remember I had a Chris here.
How's the chorus go again?
I know how it was like ya me enteré.
Oh yeah, I mean it would be a good one to do Duranguense.
Duranguense.
There's a lot of songs that I feel like go good with Duranguense. I mean the same way that everything gets changed, covers and whatnot.
Right. I mean, reason why I do a lot of Duranguense, like mainly. Esta tuba está bien ponchada, dude. And literally I also have the module, but now I'm using this on main stage. But
Yeah.
when I started playing, it was during the era of Duranguense, dude. I even bought a saxophone when I could buy myself a saxophone.
Bro.
Because I wanted to play it so bad por el Duranguense. But I tried out the saxophone. I was like, it's too late for me to learn. Yeah, like I don't have the dedication for it anymore.
I get what you mean with that, bro. For real.
Yeah.
I wish I would have played the trumpet
Really?
in middle school. I low key wish, and you know why? Cause, I told you when I was telling you about a little bit of my come up and whatnot.
Right.
Like, when I tell you I dabbled in pretty much everything, bro. Like I even if I didn't play it, I listened to it like it was homework for me to understand what music entailed as a whole.
Right.
You know,
right.
and bro, mambo, salsas, tropicales, bro, con la trompeta, bro. To me, that was the soul of.
Right.
And it just spoke to me, bro. And I'm like, Mama, I want to play trumpet. You know? But alto sax became the choice.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad I played it. Still, I had moments with it. It was good, but nah, bro. Like
Now you just kind of wish you had
low key, bro.
I mean, especially like for instance, like Duranguense was always my thing. El compa Chuy knows.
Bro, I was about to tell you, bro. You remember the video?
Yep. Dude, and compa Chuy knew. Like, Duranguense was just my thing.
Yeah.
We were learning during that era, dude.
Hmm?
And me and Chuy were learning during that era. Entonces, obviously, sadly, el Duranguense, it didn't die because a lot of people still enjoy it. Dude, and I experienced that. And Durango Fest, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing all those people still there is because they still love Duranguense hits.
Yeah, I mean, it does hit different. It definitely is a different style. In the mainstream, I feel like it did come and go.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely left its mark.
Right, for
because
sure.
Because there's no way you can't tell me that unless they request it. At every 15s, you're gonna hear Duranguense.
Right.
At every party, you're gonna hear at least. What's the one we play?
For sure, Porto Amor.
Porto Amor, yeah. Porto Amor is always a slap, bro. You know you're always gonna hear it every fucking time.
And honestly, we've gotten good reactions to that song. Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh, you play that one?" I'm like, "Yeah, we play that one."
Yeah.
I think because they showed a video of us playing and they were surprised.
Oh, right.
I don't know why people get so surprised when we play certain ones, bro.
I
mean, which ones, bro? Because that one got a lot of good reactions.
Right.
Oye Mujer was always a surprise to some people.
Oh yeah, too.
Because they don't expect the grupo to play that one. Mm-hmm. For real.
Especially because for us, la gente that I guess we kind of played for went more for lo calentano, and originally that's literally what we mainly played. But I mean, we played de todo. So whenever, especially in your repertorio, you had a lot of las sonideras.
Las sonideras, yeah.
As in, Oye Mujer, la de...
It's the Texas in me, bro.
Right, la de No Me Llames Más.
No Me Llames Más.
Yeah, we've only played that one a couple times in a couple shows.
Bro, it was a hit, bro. Yeah, that was always a hit. It was a good one.
And that's the thing that, like, Oye Mujer and No Me Llames Más was the one that actually got me to know how to acompañar like this. It taught me how. Like, I taught myself how to do it. It's a struggle because after a while, it's like you kind of like your hand gets tired. Like, if you're not used to it, your hand gets tired. But yeah, dude, honestly, like that's why. But back to the topic, as in like I record a lot of songs and Duranguense stuff because that's just my.
No, yeah, that's you. You know what I'm saying? And I know when we've composed or when you see some of the things I've composed. You see, that sounds like you, like off the gate. That's your piano thing, you know.
It's crazy because I mean I remember like the song you were composing, like the recent one. It's not called Llámame, is it?
Libérame.
Yeah, Libérame. Yeah, that one. Like, llegaste tú con el piano, right? And it's crazy. And not that I was just like ignoring you or anything, but my head was like I was hearing it in Duranguense. And literally when yo grabé like a little bit of a pista like that I sent you, it was in Duranguense.
Yeah, because it came to you naturally.
It just naturally came to me in Duranguense.
Yeah.
One day that song will come out. And we also have another song we're working on, aparte, like outside of that.
Balada.
Yeah, another balada.
Yeah. I feel like Libérame might come out though as Norteña first.
Norteña, you wanted Norteña, right?
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying as far as Duranguense, but I don't know. When I hear it, bro, I feel it comes off as Norteña.
Norteña, right.
Yeah, and then, we when we were trying to figure it out, before, things started going downhill and whatnot. Well, not downhill, things just change, new chapters and new things, not downhill, so I take that back. But, what you call it, I told you I want to do Norteña first, release that, give it a short amount of time, and then re-release it in Duranguense.
Right.
And that way, not only when we do shows, we're playing an original, but we're playing it twice in two different styles,
right.
para que se pegue.
Right.
You know, and people are like, hey, ¿quién canta esa? I can't find it. We do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was the strategy that I was wanting to go for, you know.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of, that might still happen. So it'll come
right.
out.
It'll come out. Just like the one that we're working on.
That
Originally, I was listening. I listened. Well, obviously we started where we did the whole thing on the piano, pero then you hear me like, oh yeah, do your thing, you know, because you know I'm more likely at one point would change the estilo. But then I had a Chris here the other day, and
Charlotte Chris.
No, the other Chris.
Martin's.
Viruero, the one that played with us, Arturo. Martin's brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. What do you say?
And I showed him the song, and at the end I was like, I started hearing the second part. You know how it changed notes. It goes from a minor, then out of nowhere it goes into
Major.
a major. Then I started hearing como en cumbia norteña. And me and Chris were just experimenting with it.
¿Y si salió?
Y si salió, dude.
Oh, shit.
Entonces, I'm starting to think about it a little bit more. And lately, dude, cumbia norteña's just been in my head lately. And, entonces...
It's a vibe, bro. Like, the whole thing, you know, the new wave, I think, is that cumbia norteña, you know, Frontera's been all over the place with it, bro.
Right.
Low key, so, you know, definitely I think it's something that sparks interest, you know,
right.
tocadas, you know, like, oh shit, they can play this too. Apart from they just played a norteño, duranguense, zapatero, then, you know, all that.
Yeah. Like, especially, like, the fact how, como por ejemplo, a certain song for us didn't hit on un estilo. That's the main reason why I also like the fact how I had an accordion to the point where, like,
because we could bounce back.
We could bounce back
That's
and
what
forth.
you gotta do.
And I remember one time, and I don't know if Mario still remembers. It was like back then when we played with this. We were his dad had a grupo with another singer, and we were I was part of it, and we played Tierra Caliente. Well, Mario's dad had a different image of the grupo, but the other singer was 100% Tierra Caliente, so it was Calentano.
Yeah.
But we kind of wanted to go a whole different direction, and I'm pretty sure if I'm not mistaken, I know, and I hope Mario remembers, pero el que nos contrató was like, he didn't want no canciones para borrachos type thing, as in like no corridos tan feas and stuff like that. Rancheras were still a slide, depending on la canción.
Yeah, what it was,
And
it's hard, man.
And I remember me and Chris and Martin's dad, we were talking, and we're like, alright, so let's make the set. Entonces, I was still a kid at that point, so I didn't feel any pressure. And plus, I just liked playing. Entonces, it was one of the sense where, like, I knew a lot of movidas at that time. To the point where, we could play the whole show con movidas and cumbias and stuff like that. And we were just throwing a ranchera in there just because we didn't go through it all. And I remember it was the last song of that gig. And they're like, oh, mano, ¿qué quieren? And they're like, pues una ranchera. Like, there's some guy que era ranchero. They're like, una norteñita type thing. It was like, una norteña de... And I was just like, ¿cuál? And they were like... And I was like, which song do we have that we can easily do norteña? And I remember it's la canción que grabó los de, if I'm not mistaken, los Tigres del Norte, la de La Luz de Tus Ojos. I think they recorded it. And pues I remember el que la tocaba, it was me and this other guy. We would jump back and forth in the tuba. And since he didn't know how to play bajo quinto en el teclado, I told him, hey, tócate de La Luz de Tus Ojos, pero nomás métele por acordeón en el teclado, because at that time the sample was still a big thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't have an accordion anyways. And he was like, okay. Entonces, entró con el acordeón. But dang, dude, Lego le metió el trompete del M1. Like, no, dude. But I mean, those people, they danced it, and it was
Mhm.
just the idea of that party was the fact how I don't know quinceañera, but it was like a mixture of American people and Hispanics. So it was like that kind of mixture, and I think that's the main reason why they didn't want a lot of rancheras, because they wanted more outpipe music, you know, in a sense of like that. But
That makes sense, I guess.
yeah.
But I'm over here thinking it was like kermes. You know,
Nah,
you remember when we played the
I
kermes?
remember
We
them
had to
doing
watch. We couldn't
Right.
play our best songs because we had to watch what we had to say.
right, nah, it wasn't kermés. It was
I
a
will.
quinceañera.
I will. Wait. I will say this though. The kermes that we played, I think was the first one.
Con Pechuga. I think it was con Pechuga over there in Concord.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That one. Damn. Now I don't even know I should say anything, bro. You done called him out. Okay. Look. I'm gonna say it like this.
Right.
They had us, como hispanos, watch the songs that we picked, right?
Right.
But how is it that we had to watch what we had to sing? Which rightfully so. There's some songs that should not be sung
Right,
at a kermes, you know, especially there at the church. But then the white folk group comes up on stage,
Playing Hotel California.
Hotel California, bro, and I'm like, yo, this song is not it for a church
I
if
mean,
you want to be real, like.
It's just like the fact how.
Bro, actually no, it's Navor's group, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Yo,
his son took the song.
His son took the song. Okay,
Yeah, his son took the song, but
they killed it. I ain't gonna lie.
they killed it. But the fact is, it's a great song.
Oh,
Like it
bro,
has
it's
a
great.
way of like.
It's psychedelic, bro.
Yeah, it has a good feel
the
to
max,
it.
bro.
Like
Yeah.
the complex of the what's it called of I'm not gonna do it exactly, but I mean,
Woo, woo.
but I mean just the la tonada type thing, as in like, crap, I gotta turn the pedal to this. It's like tonada, it's like.
Yeah.
It just has a nice feel,
On
dude.
the
It's-
dark desert highway,
right, it just has a nice feel to it,
cool in my head.
and
Bro, it's gorgeous, bro.
and I feel like they just didn't know the meaning of the song. I think it just has to go to that.
Yeah.
But it does has a nice flow to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
for
just
sure.
has a nice flow.
I'm not
to
gonna
it.
lie, bro. There was this one preacher guy that travels and preaches and does music
Right.
that had the same riff.
Really?
Made a song, had the same riff. Even I was over there like,
You knew where it was from.
I knew where it was from, but I'm like, hey, yo, who else is picking up on this? Like, he's
Right.
playing Hotel California right now, and then he played a different song. And I'm like, well,
Right.
whatever.
I mean, but nowadays it's just, it's like, now let's go into the topic of all these artists be like, oh, copyright, they copied my song type thing.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's like, it's just a note sequence, and it kind of gives the idea of a certain other
Mhm.
song.
It
And
can, most definitely, bro. The way I see it sometimes is certain songs are like, they're almost inspired by other ones.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it plenty
Yeah,
of
yeah, for
times, you
sure.
know? Like, shoot. I was gonna say, like, I saw someone say, oh, las canciones de Peso Pluma coincides with una de Fuerza Regida. I'm like, yeah, because it's the same progression.
Right.
You know, you can sing so many corridos back to back to back to back because it's the same key progression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it's the same thing. Sometimes it's the repetition of things that
Right.
ultimately, yeah, that came from this, that came from this. Samples is samples.
Right.
You know, but yeah, once you start stealing things, like,
Right.
yeah, some people will notice.
Right. Just like that one singer, that American singer, the guy that sings perfect. Wasn't he like, getting like,
Bro,
not sued?
He's been in so many, bro.
Right. And like, I think there was a song that he recorded. That song was like, oh, he copyright my song type thing. Like he took my song, and then he made, and he did I think in an interview, and he pointed it out like, dude, this song like this thing has like these same notes has gone back decades.
Mm-hmm.
And he even played so many songs from different decades, different eras, that sounded exactly the same, but just different lyrics.
Different lyrics. No, yeah, for sure. Hell, even... Here's one that I didn't understand 100%. I can see where they came from, but it's like, can you really... That Stay With Me song?
Mm-hmm.
And then they said that it was stolen from You Won't Let Me Down. Bro, it's the same corporation. It's the same thing. The lyrics were different, but it was different styles.
Right.
They still won.
Really?
They still won. And I'm like, bro, how, bro? Like, you know, it's different styles. There's nothing that's very similar to this, but everybody's going to have their own arguments, you know?
Right, for sure.
And rights are rights. So.
Right. And we're not trying to call anybody out or diss anybody. Just that this is a conversation
it's so complicated,
yeah,
bro.
like this is just a conversation that, like, I'm not saying only musicians, but just... Like, if you can really hear it, you'll understand. As in, like, especially, I feel like for me, and like, especially with musicians, it's just like, they're like, come on, dude, for real, like, you can't copyright like a chord, like the way how chords go.
But we've always been, but we can't lie, bro. We've stolen shit before. Bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I know there was one time that I tried to steal something. Like make it, and I almost made it eerily the same on purpose because I was trying to like, I guess feel like it was me, right? But I had written better things for it. It didn't come out good. Right? Didn't come out good. I got called out on it actually, bro. I actually did. This one guy was like, "Hey, bro, this sounds like this." And I'm like, "Nah, bro, nah, bro." I got caught out on it, bro. That was a long time ago, bro. I was like 17 or something like that, and like
it reminds me of a story that my civics teacher was telling us in my I think it was my junior or senior year, I don't remember, that she said that her honors class, it was her honor class of that class, they had to read, because I think they had to take the essay, well, they had to take the exam, and they also had to turn in an essay because they were the honor class. But she said everybody had to redo the essay because a couple people came in with the same essay. Same essay, just different name. Dang. And it turns out they got it from the internet. I was like, dang, and honor students? Sad.
Even then, bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, dude, but I mean, it is what it is type thing. ¿Quieres cantar otra?
Which one?
La de, ¿cómo te digo ahora? My brother called me. I'm gonna just text him. And
Compa brother. Shout out to homie brother.
Right. But what's it called? You wanna do la de sure, let's just go ahead and do la de Bachata Rosas, dude.
Guess who we were talking about it. Might as well.
A ver si me acuerdo, because it's been so long since we even touched that song, dude. Yeah, dude, so.
But I might miss the high note.
Okay.
It's alright, we got it.
So like,
dale. Te regalo una rosa, la encontré en el camino. No sé si está desnuda o tiene un solo vestido, no lo sé. Si la riega el verano o se embriaga de olvido. Si alguna vez fue amada o tiene amor escondido. Ay, 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 amor, eres la rosa que me da calor. Eres el sueño de mi soledad, un letargo de azul, un eclipse de mar. Pero ay, 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 amor, yo soy satélite y tú eres mi sol. Un universo de agua mineral, un espacio de luz que solo llenas tú, ay amor.
I think we might take a little break. Just pause this and we'll make a part 2. I mean, unless you have to go.
I mean, we can make a part 2.
I bet.
We can hang out. We can hang. There's gonna be more episodes anyways. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
I think
there.
it kind of grew on you, didn't it?
Little by little, bro.
Little by
It was
little.
unexpected, bro. I told you, bro.
It was unexpected.
I'm in work clothes. I'm not shaving. I got my dirty Raiders hat on, bro.
So is this a thing that you kind of want to do every now and then?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've been wanting to do a podcast. I guess your basis right now is musicians, right?
Right.
I didn't know what my basis was gonna be.
Right.
I just knew that first to a certain point, like, yeah, we can definitely talk. We can definitely get to that, figure things out, because I mean, you know what I studied for, anyways, but yeah, it does grow on you a little bit,
Right.
but
Right.
like I said, it was unexpected. I thought we were gonna just jam out,
and work on the song we have.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's in the
Songs.
night still young, so we'll see what we'll do to continue on. But yeah, for me it was like, this is a thing that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and honestly, I'll be honest. The first person I thought I was gonna interview was my friend Hector, because he's really known. Not saying that you're not or anything, just
I'm not.
I mean, I'm not either. At least compared to him, I'm like, they're like, Hector probably be like, oh yeah, my friend Josue all the way from all the way over there, and they're probably gonna be like, who? Or like, hey, I need a tecladista. I mean, can you give me a hand? Like, I'm booked, but like,
Josue from Canapolis.
Yeah, my friend from Josue from Canapolis. Like,
Who? From where?
Yeah. And to the point where Hector hits me up, and then lets them know. But
New phone, who this?
yeah, like, so like, what's it called? I've been wanting to do this, and I had a particular friend that would tell me like, go for it. But the thing is, for me, it was just like, but what are people gonna think? And that person would just be like, so just do it.
Bro.
And
I mean, part of all that, bro, you gotta start somewhere,
right?
And even for me, there's a lot of things that I've told myself, you gotta start here,
right?
And it took so long for me to even get to that point,
right?
Bro. So I guess it's a lesson learned for both of us,
right?
And a lesson we can tell people too, because for real, bro, like, so many times that I take a chance on not taking that jump.
Right, for sure.
And that has definitely hurt me in the long run, to the point where I've lost years of my life because I didn't take a jump when I needed to.
Right, for sure.
It's crazy, bro.
And same thing, I mean, but lately it's because, like I said, like, this moment of trying these past couple of days that I've been trying, like, just think about myself kind of thing, trying to find myself. Ever since, I decided to not do live performance. For sure, that was one of the key factors.
Yeah.
But now that I'm actually having this time for myself, it's like, I've been wanting to go to the gym, and obviously I started doing that. And now this thing with the podcast, like, something I've been wanting to do for so long, and I'll just do it.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so unexpected for you, because you were just like, until I texted you, like, hey, bro, I was like, down to do a podcast video. And you were like, now?
Okay.
I was like, well, then you pulled up, but bro, I'm wearing this. So, what's it called? So, I mean, this is a thing that you're...
It's work clothes.
Right. So,
we'll get on it, bro. We'll get on it, definitely.
Right. If this is a thing you want to do every now and then, dude, let's go for it. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be about music. I mean, if there's any musicians that are starting out there and have a couple questions that maybe me and Ismael can help you out. Ismael kind of pretty much, I guess, study for it too, but he's also been a like self-taught musician.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a self-taught musician. I'm a self-taught musician. There's a lot that Ishmael's still teaching. Well, he's not necessarily teaching me, but I'm picking up on it. And so.
And I thank you for that, bro, for real, because I mean, at the end of it all, I've told you this. I told Pechuga this. I tell pretty much everybody. Chucho, Josue, the other Josue,
right.
Doble Cultura Josue. Like, everybody who I get the chance to, when someone gets to the point of asking deep questions about being a musician, look, bro, off the gate, you gotta understand. You were, you are, and you will continue to be the student.
Right.
Music is forever, bro. That's
For
that's
sure.
one thing, you know.
That is true.
Music is forever, and you will continue to be, you know. And shit, I've learned things from you, bro. You already know that, bro. We bounce off
Right.
each other. I still do things that you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
You still do things that I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like
And
we literally bounce off the same energy, you know. So,
right. And that's just the thing about with musicians, particular, and it's like an advice for all the musicians out there, especially if you're also learning. As in, even if you kind of feel yourself advanced than others, don't be kind of like selfish. As in, like, maybe they're like someone's learning after you, and you kind of got to put yourself in perspective to the point where, like, there was nobody there for me when I was learning. So let me teach this guy what I've learned. And it also depends on them if they want to learn. Because, you know, people in the music industry can be all kinds of stubborn. But you also got to remember that we don't know everything. And, like, for instance, I mean, I know Hector's not in this interview, but what was it called? Hector's, I picked up a lot of Hector as well. Throughout the days when I don't know something, I hit him up like, hey, this and this and that and that. He's like, yeah, dude, you know, this and that. And Hector had to teach himself a lot of things. And, like, when he was learning, there was nobody he
but
could
he's
ask.
still opened up the door
right,
for you,
right,
bro.
because
No,
you know he's a really humble person.
I'm glad you say that, bro, because from a personal experience, when I was growing up, I was looking up to somebody who played piano.
Right.
And plenty of times, even my dad was like, teach him, help him be better. I'm not a teacher, you know.
Right.
And over time, I'm like, bro, you know what? I don't need you, you know.
Right,
but it still hurt me because I'm like, bro, you could have helped out.
Right,
You could help me out. You know what I'm saying? And I've always tried to also do my best, like, you know, to be that person for people. You know, like, hey, look, do it like this, or
Yeah, for sure.
or just being honest. You know, try this, get better here first before you get here.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna push down a musician, much less someone who wants to learn, bro.
Right, for sure.
Bro, much less someone who wants to learn. And I'm glad you say that because that's really calling out people for the right things. You know,
Right.
like it's definitely telling people like, yo, just as much as someone's gonna be behind you, you know,
Right.
and you don't know what's gonna happen if you know, what could
Right.
come of that, you know. So that's a
Right.
good thing.
So, like, exactly. So, like, another thing, like, for me is how I started off was in playing at bars at a young age. But, like, puro
Yep.
bars, you know, salíamos de ahí and type thing. And then, and honestly, it's a different vibe from an actual private party, like, private event.
Oh yeah.
And while throughout my whole years of what's it called, just playing, it's like I missed out on a lot of learning a lot of other things, as in like piano riffs and stuff like that, because I was technically playing música para borrachos type thing, and that's a thing that I kind of you know, kind of bums me out. I mean, I'm learning. I'm getting a little bit of the hang of it, but I mean, obviously, it's still not too late to learn. So, like I said, when I see Ismael play the keys, it's like I'm always mind blown. So, because he has a particular way of playing the piano, and so does my friend Hector. Like y'all are both good pianists, and but yeah, y'all have two different type of estilos, and your estilo also, like, every time I see you play, like, it always mind blows me because it's like something I'm not used to listening to. And I've met a lot of pianists too.
Yeah.
But the way you play is just like a whole different stilo type thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see how. Like I said, the night is young. We might continue on a part 2.
See
If
where it
not,
goes.
then we'll have some more. I mean, if any people even watched this completely, and I kind of hope y'all did, if y'all made it to this point, ask some questions, you know. What's it called? I mean, if there's something that me and Hector can answer, my bad.
Ishmael.
I said Hector, my bad. My friend Ishmael, my bad. We were just talking about Hector, my bad. So if there's anything that me and my friend Ishmael can can answer. You know, we've been doing this for so long. He's been doing it in a whole different perspective too, and me, you know, obviously like
you the GOAT.
Nah, not even. What was it called? And like, I've done music elsewhere, as in like more private party type bar type thing. But I mean, anyway, like either way, I mean, if I can't answer it, maybe Ishmael can answer it. If he can't answer it, maybe I can. But and it doesn't necessarily have to be my music. Just not girls. No, just no, just kidding. But other than that, I mean, yeah. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. So maybe part 2 is gonna be a separate video, more than likely, if we do continue tonight. If not, we'll probably just record some jam out videos like this and just upload it, dude. También we can do that. But all right, guys,
take it easy.